What's up, YouTube? This is Sea-Dog back with another review, and this time it's on the Transformers Power Core Combiners Ice Pick with Chainclaw. So we're bringing it back, another throwback review. And I have a bunch of new stuff, and I am going to get to it, and I know people have been asking about it, but there is a reason why I'm waiting. I'm trying to deal with some stuff with YouTube, and I feel like it's more beneficial for me to wait. This will still be done before January, so you're not going to have to wait long. I just got to, wait for the period of waiting time and whatnot. But anyways, please comment. Please like the videos. I've been, very thankful for the 301 subscribers I have now. So, I want to keep things going. And just because I'm like, well, just because I don't want to do those reviews doesn't mean I shouldn't do a review. I got plenty of stuff to do reviews, so let's get to it. So this is Transformers Power Core Combiners. I kind of like the look of this guy. He's a Decepticon. You can see he's got a cool little head sculpt there. This was a line that is basically a kind of a test line for combiners. It's their first combiner line that they did in a while. And yes, it's not a real combiner line, but basically these are the deluxe versions. I think they were called Commander class, or they were Commander mode. Yep, see, he's Commander. It's basically where they got Commander class. And yeah, so you got, it's by Hasbro, of course. Decepticon. It's in 3 in the intermediate transformation. It's got his little tech specs right here for those that want to read them. You can read them right now. And then for those that want to see a real bio, this is what we used to kind of get. And this was still less than we used to get. 4 Minicon modes, and without further ado, let's get right to that review. Before I go any further, I just want to show you something. Before, in the older days, they had better seals because you could take it apart. Now you have to connect it where it wraps around. That's the only place it'll connect and stay together. If you rip it like this now and leave just this top part sealed, that'll rip off eventually. But they were stronger seals. Now we have to wait. You have to have the seal wrap around the back of it. But yeah, it's just because I always keep my stuff in. This was already open when I showed it to you, so that's kind of how I keep it. Here's one of the figures on the bottom that I have sledged with Schlatter. If anyone wants to see that review, leave a request. Another thing I want to show you is how big the instructions used to be. Look, I mean, they were really detailed. They had both sides, and they were really thicker paper and everything. Way better. Alright, and here we have Ice Pick with Chainclaw. Ice Pick, Chainclaw. So, this is basically what Combiner Wars was to begin with. This is what they kind of, like I said, a tester line. So, we have Ice Pick. He's a Decepticon, and he transforms into basically kind of like a G.I. Joe Snowcat. So, we'll check out Chainclaw real quick. So as you can see, Chainclaw is pretty cool. I feel like my lights are dying, even though they're supposedly the brightest they can be. I don't believe they're as bright as the last ones. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so he's got articulation. He's got a cut joint that goes out, and it'll swivel around. And he's got ball jointed hips that go front to back, out to the side. He's even got knees that will go all the way up into there like that. No head articulation or waist. And what his gimmick is you're supposed to be able to flip down this like this, just the peg. That's a combiner peg, I guess. It's not the full combiner peg, but it's it's the Minicon combiner peg. And then we flip this guy around like this. He's going to the front like this. And he basically stays like that, and then you attach him on, there's a little hole, kind of, oops, yeah, you can see the little hole there, and then you just attach him, like so, and it becomes his chest armor. And, you can flip it upside down if you want, but it doesn't really give him much room to see, but it's mainly supposed to be like this. This is the main kind of gimmick. And, yeah, so there's that. So, we're going to remove that. Take that off, and we'll show a little more of Ice Pick. And there's a couple more gimmicks that he does, but let's just transform him back quickly as easily can be. And we're going to set him off to the side. set off Chainclaw that's in the back, and we'll check out IcePick. So he's got articulation. He's got a hinge joint that goes out, and it's on a ball joint, so it goes front to back. And this joint goes up and down as well, if that makes any difference. There's no butterfly or anything, but he has an upper bicep swivel. He's got two joints here. He's got one at the hand, kind of claw, and it will spin on the ball joint, and it will come all the way in, and you can come down and spin it as well. And then he's got a joint here that will go like that, you know, right below the bicep swivel. Then he's got these that will pop out, kind of like, they're really tough to pop out, especially when you can't move your elbows, but I'm just going to show you on one side. And then you can kick out to the side, you can kick front to back. He's got a thigh swivel right above the knee, bend at the knee. Nothing at the waist because it clips in there, and I'll show you that. And then he also has a head joint as well, like that. We'll check out his head sculpt there. Really cool head sculpt. I like the red eyes and the blue paint on his face. It looks nice. It's like a metallic, kind of like a cobalt blue or something. Alright, and they transform. You can see the combiner pegs. I think actually when he's in robot, he's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like that, kind of like jets or something. So to transform him, you want to flip these out. You flip out his arms like this. Just like that. And then you turn him quarter turn like that, and then flip these to the top. There's a couple pegs. You can see the peg right there in the hole. Peg those together, and then these just sit wherever you know what I mean, and you peg that together up on top, and you just adjust these to kind of be even. And then this unclips here. You can see the clip. There's a clip and a kind of a peg, and you fling it back, but you swing his thigh swivel around 180. You peg this together. There's a peg right there and a slot. You peg that together. You flip in his feet right here, and then this whole thing flips back. And on these two slots, you put in these two pegs right here. Kind of goes all together, and it becomes, like I said, like that, kind of like that Snowcat from G.I. Joe. It's a little bit tricky to kind of peg it in. You just kind of have to use a little force, like that. And then I believe these go out like that, and this goes up. And then that, I believe, is the Snowclaw. He's got a couple claws back here, so you can do it like this if you want. It kind of goes both ways. And yeah, that's it. He's got a Decepticon symbol here and here. It's got some paint on the windows. You can put this back. You can also put these forward if you want. So that's no problem. He rolls really good. So that's cool. He's got a couple, you know, like the Snowcat. He has the treads in the back and the wheels in the front. I believe that's the way the Snowcat was. And you can flip this combiner peg down. Now Chainclaw himself is supposed to, you're just supposed to connect his legs together. There's a peg and a slot, and keep his arms down, and then just fold up his legs like that. It becomes a battery of missiles, and you can peg that on top right like that, and then it will also swivel on that part too, like that. So that's pretty cool. But wait, we're not done. So pretty cool, right? Not bad. So we want to take him off, and let's say we want to combine them, because the whole point is combiners, right? All right, so we're going to transform him back into robot. So you just want to separate these. Let's flip that down. There's a peg and a slot, like I showed you before. There's the slot, and it pegs in just like that. It kind of goes up on a double joint. Unpeg these. Swing them around 180. Now the point is you're going to want these out like this for the next step. Alright, and you unpeg these, bring these back down, kind of just like you're going back to robot. Except for this time, you want to leave it up like this. If you guys see that I'm not having the lighting issues as good, please let me know. Sometimes it comes out fine, and it just looks funny for me. But alright, now what we want to do is we want to transform it into combiner. So you want to flip, use that. You keep the silver to the front. You can unpeg that if you want. And then flip this down like that. This like this. Swivel down like that. Repeg this back in. Alright. And then you just kind of get it all up there as much as possible, like that. Sorry if I was out of picture there. Then you just fold these around. You're going to want to swivel this claw just a little bit. So you're going to want it to go like that. Like that, basically. Alright? And same thing on this side. Just like that. You got to swivel the... It's a little tricky to learn how to do it for a second, but you know, it only takes a few seconds to figure it out. And then just before you go all the way down, you flip this down, and then you flip out his combiner peg. Or you flip out his combiner head. And then this goes. It wants you to kind of keep these up like this, and then, but I don't think what it actually wants and what it does is the same. So basically, you're just going to do this. And then it's got a couple slots. I can't remember exactly, but I can go get it, and we'll figure it out, you know, on the next one. But he's got a rotating head. See? Rotate back and forth. These are the pegs that you pop the combiner things on. I'm trying to think of where. Oh yeah, that's right. These flip out here. I was gonna say, I'm like, something ain't right here. Like that. Alright, so he's got combiner pegs on the bottom, up on top. And with a little bit of maneuvering, you can get, I had it before, I had it perfect, but of course this is in front of the lights, so the lights are always in my way. I definitely got to get a new setup. We're gonna do that this year. So there you go. And that's him. If you want to see more of these, let me know. I got a whole box of them. I got the combiners with the parts that attach, and I've got more of the Commander class figures. So, without anything else to say, stay awesome, stay stubbed, stay tuned for more videos, and let's call it a wrap. That's it. I'm out.